But then the idea or like the concept of Indigenous knowledge really was through Stories North, which was like the experiential learning program by Kanina Holmes. And I went on that at the end of my second year. And we spent like 6 weeks in the Yukon and around, I'll say like 10 days in Old Crow, which is like the northernmost community in the Yukon. And the year was like 2019. Old Crow was the first community to declare a climate emergency in Canada. And so we like sat down with the chief Dana Tizia Tram when we were there. And he took us on this journey, right? Like about his like childhood and like growing up with like one Indigenous parent and one like non-Indigenous parent, and like his connection to the land, his relationship with his community, with his immediate environment, the kind of sense of displacement that he had in his like teenage years and like young adulthood, essentially, as he moved away, and then coming back and really like coming into a community that was like experiencing the worst of the changes, like being the northernmost communities, whether it was like changes to the land, changes to caribou, changes um to wildlife. But it was that sense of, I guess, like really like that fuller perspective on these issues that were like that was going back in time, and all of that was tied to like his knowledge of like himself, his family, his community, and his culture and his traditions, right? So we began talking with him about like what do we really mean by Indigenous knowledge. And a lot of that knowledge is like it's associated with time and like just um the I guess I would say like how we perceive time now is like colonial, right? Like, and even how we do our work as journalists within that is like colonial because of it. But it was like this sense of time and this connection to community and culture because of it, and how that is what we really talk about largely when we're talking about Indigenous knowledge.